Over the past month, I've noticed something kind of troubling on my own channel and also in the more broad YouTube investment space. And that is the sheer amount of scams showing up on these videos on investments. And I know you probably hear that and you think, yeah, Richard, we've all seen, those ads of people selling the course where they teach you how to make millions and they're in front of their private jet and all that stuff. But I'm not actually talking about that. Today I'm talking about fraudulent comments. These are cut and dry scams where people are trying to convince you to give them money so that they can steal it from you. And I know that sounds pretty stupid, but it's becoming a bigger problem. And I know that I'm not the first person to have scams on their YouTube video. There's always going to be a scammer out there trying to steal people's money. But the problem is that my channel is literally being flooded with these comments. I kid you not when I say that I'm getting more fake comments than real comments on my videos. And it's getting tiresome because I have to read through all these comments to try and delete the scams that are trying to steal people's money. And the issue too is that a lot of these comments don't get picked up by the YouTube spam filter. For those of you who aren't content creators, YouTube has a tool where it automatically flags comments that are suspicious, like trying to share contact information. But these comments all use stupid workarounds where they space out the email a certain way so that it doesn't get pulled by the spam filter. And from what I've seen, this is affecting virtually everyone who's posting videos about investing, trading, or finance. I was actually talking to another YouTuber the other day, Brandon over at New Money, which is an Australian investing channel. And we were recording a video together, and before we started recording, we were just chatting. And this came up, and he's having the exact same problem. And just from reading online, it seems like almost every investment video is getting spammed with these scam comments. And I can't think of any other space in YouTube that has this kind of problem. Spam is always out there. There's no way to get rid of scammers and things like that. But I've never seen it to this scale where, people are getting more fake comments than real comments on these videos. And so the point of making this video is, really not to blow this out of proportion. I'm not here trying to start a rallying cry that, YouTube is corrupt, that I'm a victim, and we need Susan to change, to make big changes. But it really is just to make people aware of this, but also to have people try and help me get rid of these comments. If you see these comments, you can actually flag them. And if enough people flag a comment, it gets deleted by YouTube. And I would really appreciate that because a lot of the comments are being kind of tagged on old comments that I don't see. I don't get updates when there's a reply to an older comment that I've already seen in the past. So if you see these comments, just flag them. And hopefully, if we flag enough of them, YouTube will notice and maybe make some improvement. If you can flag them, that'd be much appreciated. I'll keep trying to filter them on my end. And Susan, if you're watching this, hi, and please help me. But with that said, if you're wondering what these comments look like, let's go through a few more examples. These comments come in all different shapes and sizes, but they all generally talk about some investment service or some investment professional, like a Mr. Johnson, Mrs. Wright Haley, Sir Nicholas Davis is the best trader I've encountered. Oh, I'm so happy. And some are just very blatant one post comment with hey, here's so-and-so's WhatsApp. I'm so happy I met Mrs. Patience Veronica and she's a lifesaver. She's legit. But then sometimes they fabricate these whole conversations with 40 replies and 30 likes on this comment about something related to the video or just investing as a whole, only at the end to kind of squeeze in by the way, if you want to invest, this is a really good professional that made me a bunch of money. My channel's gotten big enough, but even still, if there's a comment with 40 different replies, chances are it's just people trying to dunk on someone who said they're going to short Tesla or something. And everyone's walking away with an aneurysm. There's none of this who else trades with Mr. Edward Bryan? Extraordinary is the word. But they will talk about this investment professional and how they've either helped them out of bankruptcy or just made them a bunch of money. And especially in the super long threads, there'll always be someone who comes forward and says hey, I'm looking to trade. How do I get in contact with so-and-so? Because up until this point, they haven't shared the contact information because they don't need to share with you. They're chill. They're just enjoying their life, sitting on their fat stacks of cash from Mr. Edward Bryan. But hey, if someone asks for it, sure, here's his WhatsApp, here's his Instagram handle, because that's how professionals reach out to millennials these days. They've gone with the times, Now, if you're wondering what happens if you actually reach out to one of these scammers, what goes on from that point, look no further, because that's exactly what I did. Everyone, I'd like you to meet Pete Bagel, full name P. Lane Bagel. Thank you. I'm very proud of that. And if you're wondering, hey, Richard, is that Hawkeye Pierce from MASH? Yes, it is. I made a fake Instagram and a fake email to reach out to these people to see, what they offer, like what they say they do. And a lot of my conversations have been deleted, so I don't have them anymore, which kind of sucks. But I just reached out, said I had a few $1,000s to invest, and I wanted to see what they would say. And you can see this one guy, for example, he sent me a table, more or less, where he breaks down the return I can expect, my ROI, if I give him money. And obviously they're ridiculous sums. Like if I give him $500, I'll get $3,500 back. If I give him $5,000, I'll get $35,000 back. And obviously a quick note that professionals will never guarantee a return, even if it's a small return. Like it's a liability issue. So you'll never see something like this as a real investment. I also sent an email to one of them and asked them, to give a bit more information about what they do. And it's a whole bunch of crap. Like this is all nonsense that this guy kind of puts out as being a super complicated procedure. And it's either to make you feel dumb so that you feel like an idiot for asking, or so that if you try to dig deeper, they can just keep tossing out this nonsense so that you don't get the answer, because at the end of the day, these people don't have any technique. They're just taking your money and they're trying to convince you that there's an opportunity where there isn't one. And every person I reached out to eventually asked me to send them Bitcoin. So that's another telltale sign. I would say never sign up with an investment advisor who takes Bitcoin. Maybe there will come a day where Bitcoin's more widely accepted, but for now, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to send an investment professional Bitcoin. Investment professionals have regulations they need to follow, and all those regulations are tied to currency, to the government currency. So you shouldn't be using Bitcoin to open an investment account. So anyway, those are some of the comments I'm getting on my videos. This is what happens if you reach out to them. Obviously, they're all scams. And if you see them, please, please, please help me report them. I hope that if we report enough of them, it'll kind of raise a flag for YouTube. And I don't know what they're going to do, but hopefully they figure out some way that, if an account is brand new, they probably shouldn't be sharing contact information on videos or something like that. And I also just want to make this video because I know most people can see past these comments, but if you're desperate, and if you're someone who, doesn't know a lot about investing, which is very possible on a channel like mine, because, I try to provide basic information. But if you're desperate, you don't fully understand, and you see something like this where a bunch of fake people are commenting about a service, you might be inclined to bite. So this is just your warning. Don't do that. Never reach out to an investment professional you've learned about through a YouTube comment, especially if it's through a WhatsApp or an Instagram. I'd hate to break it to you, but most professionals don't operate on those platforms. And yeah, overall, I just want to make this video. It's partly just a vent, partly just to share some funny conversations and comments, but to broadly raise awareness about it. But yeah, thanks for watching. I will have a normal video next week, but I wanted to put this out just to let people know what's happening. And yeah, help me if you can with flagging these comments. And we'll see you in the next one. As always, be safe out there, and thanks for watching.